Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. We talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. I'm your host, Jeffrey. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Now, week 5 in the NFL season is in the books, and there were a lot of great games in the NFL in week 5, and let's go over all the games and let's break them down. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Denver Broncos 12-9 on Thursday night. And that was a game where both teams, their offenses couldn't get anything going. Matt Ryan, he threw for 251 yards and 2 interceptions. Russell Wilson threw for 274 yards and 2 interceptions. And again, the Colts got the win. They're now 2-2-1, and the Denver Broncos are 2-3. This was the first game in NFL history that you had two four-time Pro Bowl quarterbacks that Denver scored a touchdown in the game. So that's not very good history right there for these two teams. But for the Colts, they did get the win. And Sunday morning in London, the New York Giants beat the Green Bay Packers 27-22. Good win for the Giants. The Giants are now 4-1, and the Packers are 3-2. The Giants are one of the biggest surprise teams in the NFL to start this season. Daniel Jones, he had 217 passing yards, and Rodgers had 222 yards and 2 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers tried, but Daniel Jones, even though he actually probably played not as well as Aaron Rodgers, the New York Giants got the win 27-22. The New England Patriots beat the Detroit Lions 29-0, and it looks like the Detroit Lions have fallen back down to earth. They are now 1-4. The New England Patriots are 2-3. Jared Goff had 229 yards and an interception for the Lions, and Bailey Zappi, who's filling in for Mac Jones, and Brian Hoyer, who were both hurt for the Patriots, had 188 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So unfortunately for the Detroit Lions, again, they have fallen back to earth. The Los Angeles Chargers beat the Cleveland Browns 30-28. The Chargers are 3-2, and the Browns are 2-3. Justin Herbert, he's playing a lot better again. He had 228 yards and a touchdown, and Jacoby Brissett had 230 yards, a touchdown, interception, but the Chargers got the win 30-28. The Houston Texans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 13-6. The Texans are now 1-3-1, and the Jaguars are 2-3. So the Texans got their first win. Davis Mills, he only had 140 yards, but Pierce, the running back, had 99 yards and a touchdown. And on the Jaguars side, Trevor Lawrence did not have his best game, 286 yards and 2 interceptions. So again, the Texans won 13-6. The Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Atlanta Falcons 21-15. The Buccaneers are 3-2 now, and the Falcons are 2-3. Marcus Mariota had 147 yards and a touchdown, but Tom Brady, 35-52 for 351 yards and a touchdown. I think it's amazing at his age of 45 that he is throwing that many passes still in a game. He's still playing so well, and the Buccaneers won 21-15. I only didn't like that call where Tom Brady, it should not have been a roughing the passer. He got sacked, but they called roughing the passer. That was a bad call, but it is what it is. But beside that, they got the win. The Buffalo Bills destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers 38-3. The Bills are 4-1 and the Steelers are 1-4. Kenny Pickett had 327 yards and an interception. And Josh Allen at 424 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception, but the Steelers just could not get anything on the board hardly at all, and the Bills won 38-3. The New York Jets 40, the Miami Dolphins 17. Unfortunately for the Dolphins, they've kind of fallen back down now that Tua is hurt. Tua Tagovailoa, it's unfortunate. Skylar Thompson, he tried. He had 166 yards and an interception, but he just couldn't get it done. And Zach Wilson's back for the Jets, and he had 210 yards, so that's good for the Jets. And they had a lot of yards on the ground. Again, the Jets are now 3-2, and the Dolphins are 3-2, but the Jets got the win 40-17. The Minnesota Vikings 29. They beat the Chicago Bears 29-22. Vikings are 4-1. The Bears are 2-3. Justin Fields for the Bears had 208 yards and a touchdown. And Kirk Cousins for the Vikings at 296 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. But the Minnesota Vikings beat the Chicago Bears 29-22. Again, the Bears are 2-3, and the Vikings are 4-1. Tennessee Titans beat the Washington Commanders 21-17. The Titans are back on track. They're 3-2 now. Commanders are 1-4. Ryan Tannehill had 181 yards and a touchdown. Derrick Henry had 102 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Carson Wentz for the Commanders at 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception, but they couldn't get the run game going. That proved to be the difference, and the Titans beat the Commanders 21-17. Saints beat the Seahawks. The New Orleans Saints beat the Seattle Seahawks 39-32. Both these teams are now 2-3. Geno Smith, he played well. He had 268 yards and 3 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough. Andy Dalton had 187 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. But on the ground, they had a lot of yards with Taysom Hill, who is a fantastic player, and their defense did just enough to win 39-32. The Saints beat the Seahawks. The San Francisco 49ers beat the Carolina Panthers 37-15. 49ers are 3-2, and the Panthers are 1-4. Obviously, the Panthers are really struggling this season. Jimmy Garoppolo had 253 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Baker Mayfield had 215 yards and an interception. They brought P.J. Walker in at the end because they were just getting destroyed. The 49ers won 37-15. The Philadelphia Eagles 20, and the Arizona Cardinals had 17. The Eagles are 5-0, and the Cardinals are 2-3. Jalen Hurts is playing fantastic this season. He had 239 yards, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns. And Kyler Murray had 250 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. But the Eagles moved to 5-0, and they won over the Cardinals 20-17. The Dallas Cowboys 22, the Los Angeles Rams 10. The Dallas Cowboys are now 4-1, and the Los Angeles Rams are 2-3. Cooper Rush again filling in for Dak Prescott at 102 yards, and they had a lot of yards on the ground between Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. And the Rams, Matthew Stafford 308 yards, a touchdown, interception, but the Cowboys got the win 22-10, and they are playing fantastic defense to start this season. On Sunday Night Football, you had the Baltimore Ravens beat the Cincinnati Bengals 19-17. The Ravens are 3-2 and the Bengals are 2-3. Joe Burrow had 217 yards, a touchdown, and interception, and Lamar Jackson had 174 yards, a touchdown, and interception, but the Ravens got the win 19-17. And the last game on Monday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs 30, and they beat the Las Vegas Raiders 30-29. The Chiefs are 4-1. The Raiders are 1-4, and unfortunately, if the Raiders went for 2, and they didn't get it at the end. If they could have tied the game, maybe gone to overtime, they decided to go for 2, and they didn't get it. And then obviously all the skirmishes that happened after the game with Devontae Adams and everything. But you had Derek Carr at 241 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Patrick Mahomes had 292 yards and 4 touchdowns. He played fantastic, and the Chiefs are now 4-1, and they won 30-29 over the Raiders. So that's all the games in the NFL in Week 5. Very interesting results. Comment down below what you think were the biggest results in the NFL in Week 5. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Like this video down below, and I will see you next time.